Rather give it to
So can I,
Oh, yeah, she gotta get it on.
Let's call the city commission meeting to order, City of Benton Harbor, October 21, 2019. We'd like to begin with an invocation. I'd like Commissioner Harrelson to lead us in the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, Commissioner Isaac.
Lord, we thank you for your loving kindness. Thank you for your tender mercy. Bless each and every one that's here on tonight. Let our meeting be a success. In your name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Adams,
very present.
Commissioner Harrelson,
Present.
Commissioner Henderson, here. Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Present.
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem speaks. Commissioner Singleton,
Present.
Mayor Muhammad.
Present.
Yes, Madam President.
This brings us to the regular minutes of October 7, 2019. Is there a motion for the approval?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion is made by Commissioner Adams and it is supported by Commissioner Henderson. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Mayor Muhammad.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Is there a motion for the approval of accounts payable list? Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson and it is supported by Commissioner Harrelson. Madam Clerk. Is there discussion? Pardon me. Chair recognizes Commissioner Henry.
I just want to make sure that, if there is a RFP out for master plan and zoning ordinance, if there was one of them or two of them.
Chair recognizes the city manager.
I'm sorry, what was the question, one or two?
Number check 71773 to Harold Palladium. Was there two RFPs or one?
Since we went out twice, that's probably what you're looking at, 2 times.
We had one that come back with nothing, no applicants, and then we sent out another one.
Big pardon?
We sent out two.
The first group, there was no approval, so we went back out.
And we're just getting the bill for the first group? Now, I think I saw, Harold Palladium payment for the first one, so will you verify that, city manager? Thank you.
Chair recognizes City Clerk Thompson.
Commissioner, there were 2 RFPs sent out this year. One, we received 2 bids. The second time, we didn't receive any bids.
So this $225.45 is for,
The second time, they went out.
okay, but I'm seeing 2 charges, so I'll just ask him to verify it. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Singleton.
It's the, one for, through Suture Law Firm. What's the number? It is 71731. I know you probably have to look it up.
Personnel.
Sucre Law Firm, PLLC, 204. You look at the top 1010, 219.
Second page.
We'll get an answer for you. You can get it to everyone.
Thank you.
Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
No.
Commissioner Harrelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Isa,
Yes.
Mayor Muhammad.
Yes.
Motion carries.
This brings us to public participation or citizens' comments. Each participant is granted 3 minutes. The city clerk will recognize all participants in the order. Thank you. This brings us to our consent calendar items. Are there any items that should be separated from the consent calendar?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
We're gonna first deal with the consent calendar.
Make a motion to,
Chair recognizes Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to separate item number 1.
No.
This brings us to the consent calendar items. Is there a motion for the approval to adopt a resolution approving the establishment of Halloween trick or treat hours? That motion is made by Commissioner Henderson and it is supported by Commissioner Singleton.
Commissioner Adams,
yes.
Commissioner Henry, Commissioner Henry, consent calendar,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Isa,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson. Yes. Commissioner Harrelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Mayor Muhammad.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Is there a motion for the approval to adopt an ordinance to opt out of recreational marijuana establishments?
Motion to.
Motion is made by Commissioner Adams and it is supported by Commissioner Henderson. Discussion. Chair recognizes Commissioner Adams.
It's not actually a discussion, just a thank you. Couldn't have gotten any simpler than that.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to let the residents know that this is something we're putting in place to make sure that opportunities are local and that we put things in place that the city really benefits from, and it's not to take your vote away. This is temporary.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Isa,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrelson.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Mayor Muhammad.
Yes.
Motion carries.
This brings us to staff communication. Chair will recognize our Deputy Director of Public Safety, Deputy Clark.
Good evening. We have Halloween coming up, and there won't be another meeting before then, so just be aware of the hours, and when the children are out, be careful driving around, be aware. Also, too, start thinking now, for those who are fitness buffs, the turkey trot that happens downtown every year on Thanksgiving Day. This year, it's sponsored by the Public Safety Department, and it's a fundraiser for the PAL. So that's what we're hoping to use to get a nice, good sum to kickstart the PAL for the sports and summer events for children next year.
And PAL is an acronym for?
Police Athletic League.
Chair recognizes City Assessor Stewart.
Thank you. No report tonight.
Chair recognizes City Attorney Rack.
No report, Your Honor.
Chair recognizes the City Clerk.
I just want to announce that we have same-day registration and absentee ballots available in the clerk's office. And also the last day to file as a write-in candidate for the upcoming election is Friday, October 25th at 4:00 p.m.
Chair recognizes City Manager Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To the council, I wanted to give you an update, and to the citizens here also, give you an update on the street construction. Right now, our paving is about 80% complete. Kalen is over on the north side, and they're gonna have to go back to the south side to redo May and Union, Ogden and Superior, the 1200 block of Superior, and the street patching is at 80%. And they're going to be resetting all the storm outlets. So we are moving fast toward completion. The bridge, the mayor is asking about the bridge over on Empire, and that is going to be a project we're putting into the next round.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Chair recognizes Commissioner Harrelson.
I'd like to thank the citizens for coming out and seeing your government in action. Thank you, Mayor.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Singleton.
Thank you, Mayor. Just quick question to the chair, make to the manager. Just one of the constituents asked me about, they're on the north side doing the streets now. This person lives, I believe, in 666 Buena Vista, and their house kind of sit in a kind of strange spot in the road. It's, his house kind of sit below the road and it gets flooded. He was asking that when they do that, some grading, that if they could, kind of come in and use some of that and build that up over that area. Maybe, you have to probably go out or send somebody else to look at it. But it's 666 Buena Vista.
I'll make sure the public works director does that tomorrow.
I thank the citizens for coming out, keep it short today.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me see if I heard you, city manager, right. You said they were replacing storm drains?
The storm inlets,
I'm sorry?
the storm resetting inlets.
Oh, inlets. Okay, thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Icicle.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Thank you, citizens coming out tonight. I just got to give a report from Personnel and Finance Committee. We had a new hire in Accountants and Finance Department, DeAndre, new hire accountant. And we had, we talked about funds for my brother Keeper.
Point of order, DeAndre.
D.
Was that last name?
DeAndre.
Eason.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, first and last. Thank you. Pardon me. Commissioner Icicle.
And yes, and we talked about funds for my brother Keeper, and also we talked about legal dumping, the costs that been incurred by what we've been paid for. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Jones.
Thank everyone for coming out tonight. I'd like to also give kudos to the commission for opting out. Hopefully I have some information for you guys later on in the month. The reason I'm giving you kudos for that, Flint is opting out for now until they get their ordinance all straightened out. A lot of other municipalities are opting out until they get their ordinances straightened out. And if you've really been paying attention throughout the state, there's a big movement, nothing against it, but there's a big movement. They're finding out that you don't have ordinances set up. A lot of these places are setting up shop, and basically you're not going to be able to regulate anything. We have a lot of representatives in the state and the feds that's looking out and that's supporting this movement. Also, we need to start doing our due diligence on how to go about this and make sure we don't have these follow-ups like with the medical side. People are paying attention, people are watching, people are talking. So we need to start doing our jobs. That's it.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Adams.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of your schedule. Come down this evening to listen to what's going on with your local government and how it affects you or not. I'm very ecstatically happy about the streets. I got a map and I was looking over the map when I heard all of this commotion outside of my house, and it was big tankers. I mean, not big tankers, but big trucks. And I had no idea that my streets was about to be done because it wasn't on the map, so I'm just counted up as a blessing. I didn't think I would be served until probably next spring or something, but I'm grateful. So are the residents. They get a chance to actually see their money moving for them, as well as those that come into the community and work that's putting towards it as well. I would ask that, I don't know, there was no tax meeting this month and it wasn't able to be addressed. I think that there should always be a meeting that takes place in regards to that matter. We look forward to it. The residents look forward to it. There's a building downtown that's been complaining for years now that served quite a few of the businesses, the parking area behind Harbor Dental and that one building. There are big craters. I mean, there are big craters in the alleyway right there. And they've been complaining and they talked about us really bad when I went down and did some work done. And they just asked me to make mention to my colleagues not to forget them. I would, however, like to discuss something that I put on, that I asked the city clerk to make sure that everybody got, and I'd like to make a motion in regards to this item that we accepted and sent forth a resolution for my brother's keeper. And it has everything to do with PAL boxing, our children throughout this community. And now that we have finally made a connection and in the school, it couldn't happen at a greater time. This year, Benton Harbor is hosting the largest summit that Michigan has had yet. And it's going to be at Lake Michigan College, November the 1st. And it's an all-day event. The children from several schools will be taking it on as a field trip. However, we have never did our due diligence at putting some funds towards this cause. We talk about working, you know, youth jobs for the children and everything, but we are trying to raise political leaders, the ones that will sit in these chairs. This isn't about Commissioner Adams, it's about strengthening our children with everything that's going on in the nation in regards to Black Lives Matter, Black Voters Matter, and a number of other things. We can't just keep talking about it, we have to be about it, but we're gonna have to feed our babies when they show up for this event. And we have had the pleasure of One Love Global out of Lansing, the mothership of all of the communities of MBK in Michigan, to put forth and help out with this event. And I think it's no more than fair that we as a city do our due diligence. at putting forth something towards the cause, and I would like to ask that this body would put forth at least 5,000 towards this event to be wrote to Lake Michigan College. Anybody know?
Was that a motion?
Yes,
Mr. Chair?
I don't,
yes.
well, number one, public funds,
Right here,
taxpayer dollars,
right here, all of it.
you know, cannot just be used willy-nilly or on any event. It may be good for the community, it may be a community event. But for food and those types of things, I know that we can't use taxpayer dollars to cater and outfit events with the citizens' money. So I don't know what $5,000 would be used. We have been given no invoice, no itemized list of how the monies will be spent and if they're even eligible to be used. So I think we really need to, revisit this at another time and do our, due diligence to make sure that we are within legality as it relates to how we spend the taxpayers' money. Even if we want to do it, but we just have to really look at that. Because I don't want to be in danger, although I support the My Brother's Keeper event. And I think it's a great thing, but we still have to be mindful of the law.
Oh, you don't have anything to say because I do.
City attorney is also checking into it. I did talk.
Yes, this has been ongoing and it's been happening and you've known it, Mayor Mohammed, for every bit of a year.
I said I support the event.
Okay, just not the event, but within our city charter, it gives us free reign to do some things.
It does.
And it's not just the taxpayers. I mean, it goes beyond what we can do. And as far as the taxpayers' dollars, those aren't taxpayer dollars that pay to get in Gene Clark Park. I would just ask that, and our time is short. We've had a summit before and Commissioner Adams came out of pocket, okay?
That's
With no
totally
help
different.
from anybody.
That's
But we're talking about our young political leaders that we are trying to raise in this community. And I'm going to give the city manager a little more time. And he said that he was working with the city attorney to help find some funds.
I was asked to look into,
To look into the charter.
and
Yeah.
public funds to My Brother's Keeper specifically, right? Yes.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you. Just like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and hearing what's been going on. But I'd like to encourage everybody. I know Halloween, we talked briefly about Halloween hours. Probably for the last couple of years, my husband and I have intentionally stayed home in our neighborhood to pass out candies because many of our kids can't get to some of the places that are where they're passing out candies and that kind of thing. So in our neighborhood, there's only a few people that are actually doing that. So I would encourage residents, if you can, stay home and pass out candy in our own neighborhood so that the kids will be excited about coming and getting candy in the neighborhoods that they live in. And just the last thing that I like to talk about is My Brother's Keeper. As the mayor stated, many of us support that particular event. And when you take on events, sometimes you may be the one coming out of your pocket with lots of funding and that kind of thing. But I don't think the issue is of support or being able to give the money. People love to give to great causes. This is one of those great causes. But when people ask for specific things in order to be able to do that, to make it work, you're not always given that information to be able to do that, because there's many organizations, they want to actually give to that. And I was at another meeting where this was talked about, and I asked for some itemized information, and I was met with a hostility as if I was saying the funds was going to be used for something wrong because of who's over, and that wasn't the case. It was, give me the information so I can get it to people who want to give to that event, because there are people who want to give to that, but because of how when they're giving monies, they need a itemized list of what they're paying for. Some organizations do. And so if that is provided, there will absolutely be, and there probably will be anyway, monies to feed those kids. So I hope what I'm saying doesn't fall on deaf or ears that are saying this person is just against it, because there's many people who support that, but because of how how things are funded and what you need to actually get monies to people, is you have to release checks, people have to sign off on things, they need that information. So please get that information. And again, I was at something else. There's people here who know that. And I think many people on this board would like to do that, even personally. So thank you for coming out, and make sure you get out and vote in the next 2 weeks. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Thank you, Mayor. Maybe we call Commissioner Joseph and ask him to get some pizzas and some spaghetti or something for it.
Will you speak in the mic and put it on?
Which will be decent. Want to thank everybody for coming out, for your time, your efforts. Everybody plays a part in making this city great, no matter what you do. It's a 9-member board that has all different kinds of ideas, which if you look at the agenda to show you that there's a whole lot of ideas that might be for the right, might be for the wrong. You know, after a while, I'm glad the streets are more safer now. You can drive down the street and not lose your tie rod or a tire or something like that. Also safer for the children who are riding bikes, different things like that. I want to also commend our public safety. I've been hearing good things about them when children or people are breaking in. There's a group going around that they have a young girl knock on the door. The next thing you know, 2 kids are kicking down the door and nobody answers. And so I would commend anybody, if you see somebody getting their door kicked in or somebody walking down the alley with a TV, nobody have a rummage sale when they're not home, please feel free to call the police. I'm willing to even give rewards out. I've stated that to the police department. I think that we can start using our stipend for some stuff. And we want to just give something, we can use our stipend. And I don't mind if somebody turns somebody in for breaking into somebody's house, to start giving a donation to stopping that kind of behavior. Maybe we can get the kid a job, or get them some community service, something to help them or her to do a better way. Also, I want to commend all these nonprofits who are in the room, who continue to come every week. You have Sharp, you have Pastor Hoyd. I even see today you got Ben Harbor Sports Hall of Fame in the room, one of the greatest contractors who ever been in the city. Thankful for everything that's been done. Ms. Kennard, Fresh Start Garden was a good year. See her prevalently out there working hard with the kids, giving away a lot of vegetables in the community. All this stuff matters. People are hungry, people are in need. There's coming a day and time where we're gonna need everybody. We're gonna need every inch of everybody to participate in making this community better. Greater 2020 is coming, and nobody knows what 2020 holds. Hopefully people get out to the polls and vote. If you don't know what's going on, just look around. When Amazon is taking over UPS, when you have Android, you have droids running around everywhere. You have self-scan checkout lines everywhere you go. You don't have a mall. You barely have stores anymore in the community. The need and necessity of people is becoming very limited. We might get to a point where we might start taking care of ourselves or ensuring that ourselves are taken care of. It's not working. I mean, I've heard plenty of meetings where people would rather have robots than humans. They're trying to do now a study on how to get semi trucks rolling without people driving, having automated drivers. So that knocks out another job. So let's behooves us to keep our children acclimated and educated, and everything we can do to help our children because they are our future. Hopefully everybody does get out and vote. And no matter what happens in the election, hopefully we all can come back and work together for the common good of the community. This community really is in dire straits. If you look at our inner cities, you'll see that our inner city does not comprehend what is going down in our downtown. So it takes us to bring downtown to uptown and make Benton Harbor a better, safer place for everybody who lives here, pays taxes, who don't pay taxes. Lastly, hopefully public safety, we're gonna do a special. Hopefully I was talking to the commissioners about slumlords and slum tenants. We're gonna have to start doing something because it makes no sense for a landlord to have beautified a house and somebody beat the brake shoes off of it, leave fleas, ticks, and roaches and maggots and everything else, and then the landlord's playing when they knock out all the windows. Thank you for coming out. God bless you tonight.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'd like to thank the residents for coming out this evening. I do want to read a letter, which is considered good news. It says, Dear Mayor Marcus Muhammad, the State Tax Commission at their meeting on October 14, 2019 issued the enclosed official order to certify and return jurisdiction of the 2018 assessment roll to the city. Thank you for your cooperation during this process. Sincerely, David A. Buick, Executive Director, State Tax Commission. This is on letterhead from the, she already, oh, yes, she did. She, well, you can speak after me. Thank you. So this is State of Michigan letterhead, Department of Treasury, and I will read some of it. It says, whereas on August 21st, 2018, the State Tax Commission assumed jurisdiction of the City of Benton Harbor, Barron County 2018 assessment roll pursuant to the provisions of the General Property Tax Act, PA 206 of 1893, being sections 211, Michigan compiled laws, whereas the State Tax Commission staff completed a review of the roll and found their values to be certifiable. Whereas the staff requests the State Tax Commission certify the 2018 assessed and taxable valuations. We have $55,442,100 of commercial real property, $19,898,100 of industrial real property, residential property, $60,165,882. This is assessed valuations. Total real property, $135,506,082. Total personal property, $15,992,200. Total real and personal property, $151,498,282. And that's the assessed valuations. And I'm going to conclude it here. It says, now therefore it is ordered that the 2018 assessed and taxable valuations recommended by staff become the official assessed and taxable valuations for the year 2018. Further, it is ordered that jurisdiction of the 2018 assessment roll be returned to the City of Benton Harbor, Barron County without prejudice and without cost. The authority for the actions required by this official order is found in the General Property Tax Act as amended by 1986, Public Act 223, being sections 211. Witness my hand and the seal, which is here, of the State Tax Commission. That is on the 14th day of October, 2019. So, congratulations, Cecil Story, to your hard-working department, for helping the city of Benton Harbor restore one of the last state interventions, which is our property. So thank you. With that being said, I do plan to be present and support the My Brother's Keeper. I did travel to DC in 2016 during the Obama administration, where it was actually a committee during the United States Conference of Mayors. As the Trump administration took over, much of it was disbanded. But it still holds its nonprofit status, and it continues to thrive off philanthropic donations from wealthy persons around the country. So congratulations to Commissioner Adams for your hard work and efforts in bringing it to Benton Harbor. And hopefully we can discuss and talk to find some ways where we can work to get some funding. Chair recognizes our esteemed senior commissioner on the council, Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. Since we're talking about legal counsel, I wanted to ask, is there a timeline when we will be able to get this information about the funding of My Brother's Keeper? We've been talking about it for a while now, and it seems like we're not getting an answer. And I'd like to know, is there a timeline as to when we will get an answer on this?
Chair recognizes the city attorney.
The firm was just asked today regarding the question of using public funds for My Brother's Keeper. I will do my best to have an answer by the end of the week to the city manager's office.
Thank you, sir. Also, our assessor had nothing to report, but our mayor reported on two documents or one document, and I would request that he would send it to the full body so we can see exactly what was said and what was being done. And ask the city, do you not get a copy of this document that the city manager read to us about the tribunal?
The city manager did read.
I mean, you, city mayor.
I'm no longer the city manager.
You mayor, okay. I just want to answer that question.
Chair recognizes the city assessor.
I wasn't in City Hall today, although my deputy did snap a picture of it and send it to me. I apologize. It slipped my mind. I knew it was coming because we had gotten forewarned that it would be on the agenda of the next state tax commission meeting. So I knew it was out there. It's not a surprise. I knew it was coming. And I forgot to mention that. I mean, the letter was addressed to the mayor, not to me. But I did get notice that it was received today.
Is that standard procedure that you, our assessor, have no information, that the state is not communicating directly with you?
It depends on the matter. I mean, there are some issues where they communicate directly with me, but this wasn't directly to me. It was to the city as a whole about returning the assessment roll. So the letter was not addressed to me. So no, but I did get a copy.
Okay, thank you. Mayor, I would ask that you make sure that we all get a copy of the documents.
Okay, I'll have it's a public document, so I'll have it in the office of the city clerk.
No, just scan it and send it to us.
She can do that.
Oh, okay. That'd be good, thank you. Citizens, thank you for coming out. We need you to stay involved in your government. If there's something that you need, tell us and then make us take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to recess. We we have an item on the agenda, closed session, pending litigation regarding former city manager Watson's request for arbitration. I'd like a motion to recess.
Motion
to a
to recess
closed
to a closed session.
Order is made by Commissioner Adams, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Sims.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson. Yes. Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Commissioner Isom.
Yes.
Commissioner Adams.
Yes.
Commissioner Harrelson.
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carries.